Okay, so really quickly, I promise you this is going to be a quick video. So I've been talking about revenue streams and income streams and how they're primarily the same thing, right? I said it's all a stream of income. It's just money coming into the business. So that made me think about inflow and outflow of cash and money into the business, right? So I created something really quick. And again, this is going to be a quick video. I always say that, but we're going to see this time for real. Money in business, inflows and outflows, right? So when we talk about inflow and cash into the business, the terminology that resonated most with me was accounts receivable, revenue, income, which are the two videos that I'm talking about, right? Where we hear income streams, we hear revenue streams. Accounts receivable, that is relevant and tantamount to inflow into the business, right? Then we talk about sales. Sales, same thing. When we talking about money coming into the business, we're talking about sales and how we are most, that's our products or our services, right? So that's money into the business. Cash, when people give you cash app, PayPal's, all of these different, somebody might just give you cash for real, like real cash money. That is an inflow into the business. Capital is relevant to me as far as, when I think of capital might be lending, right? Where you get money from a lender or you get money from a bank. That's capital. So that's a terminology relevant to inflow of the business. Receipts, when I think of inflows and I talk about receipts, right? Then you have receipts, receiving, right? Same thing as accounts receivable. Another terminology or word that just resonates for me as far as inflow into the business. Then we have credit, right? Credit cards. When you get money from credit, that is an inflow into the business. So let's talk about outflows. When we talk about outflows, the terminology that resonates is accounts payable. Those are bills that you pay and that you owe people, right? Accounts payable. Expense, that is another terminology that is an outflow of the business, right? You're spending money out of the business. You have an expense, and that's just means that expenditure, which is another terminology that's used a lot with nonprofits, expenditure, outflow, that goes out of the business. Cost of goods sold, another relevant outflow terminology in business, right? Cost of goods sold, because you have your revenue and then you have direct costs like cost of goods sold, things that are directly related to the production or the functionality operation of the business, direct costs. Then we have capital expenditures. Capital expenditures are outflows because capital expenditures are essentially assets that you might purchase. A building may be a capital expenditure. A leasehold improvement, capital expenditure. Taxes are another outflow, and I put that on here because a lot of people talk about, oh, taxes are such a huge big deal, and I don't know why people get caught up on that, but nevertheless, taxes are an outflow in the business. I don't know if they're the biggest expense, because when I think about it, as far as what is the biggest expense for the business, I think of salaries and overhead. That's the first thing I think of. And taxes can be expensive. Payroll taxes can be expensive. They are a chunk of money going out of the business. Overhead, same thing as salaries. And we talk about debt, that is an outflow, or it will turn into an outflow, right? When we think about debt, that's something that has to be paid back. Just know that you can now say you know about those terminologies as far as inflow into my business and outflow into my business, right? Sign up for a consultation and I will help you count your own bag.